Hey, what's going on? Guess what? I got something for you. I'm going to show you how to make $150,000 in 2 days. Oh, no, better yet, forget that. I'm going to show you how I made $190,000 in 1 week. No, better yet, I'm going to show you how to quit your 9 to 5 tomorrow. And that way you can actually make $5.5 million without any money invested. Really? Haven't we watched this YouTube rabbit hole long enough? And that's the point of this video today. It's about finding your happy obsession. If you're anything like me, you've probably been watching YouTube videos for years. You've seen all the gurus. You've seen everybody come in and tell you this is what you do. You know, you can make these fantastic amount of money and it's just fabulous. You can't miss. It's a can't miss situation. And some of you probably tried them. And you probably found out they didn't work. So the question is, why didn't they work? I mean, I have some other videos going to come to you. One thing about me is this. I'm not going to give you no clickbait. I'm going to give you straight real life experience for over 40 plus years in the 20 plus years in the military and countless years in the civilian sector. And I've tried it all, and it took me years to come up and realize that you're never really gonna win just because somebody tell you this is a great idea. You have to develop what I call a happy, healthy obsession about something. I'll tell you a little quick story when I discovered what it took to be successful. Now, you probably discovered it too, but a lot of times we tend to have a measure of success and then we just walk away from it. And then next thing you know, we're living a normie life. It goes way back to when I was like seventh grade, growing up in Chicago. And I loved basketball. I got introduced to basketball and I loved it. And I just knew I was going to be a pro. Well, our school had a eighth grade team, as most elementary schools do. But I didn't want to wait till I was in eighth grade. I wanted to make that team in seventh grade. So tryouts came around and I decided I was going to try out. And I kind of figured some of my friends were going to do the same thing. So I showed up to tryouts, and guess what? Not one seventh grader showed up to try out for the team. It was all eighth graders. I was the only seventh grader. But I was so obsessed with making that team. I went harder at that in seventh grade than I probably did anything in my life. And that's when I realized. I remember we had to run laps around the school. And, when you're trying out for the team, you got to stand out, in every skill, every competition, every, different thing that they have you doing, you had to do that. And I remember running around the school. Now, I wasn't the biggest. Obviously, I was in seventh grade, and all the other kids were in eighth grade. But I remember after the first lap, I was running so hard. And I said in my mind, I don't care if I die trying to be the first one in from this run. That's how bad I wanted to be on that team. And I applied that mentality to every last thing they put in front of me. Every drill we ran, I said, I'm going harder than everybody. I'm willing to die to make the 8th grade team. Is that crazy or what? But guess what? Long story short, I made the team. The only 7th grader to make the team. And that's when the light bulb clicked on, and I realized to be successful, you almost have to have that mentality about anything that you want to take on. You have to say, I want this better than anything else in life. And the world's not going to deny you. You're going to get it. And that's what I learned. I've used that in my military career. I used that in my civilian career. I've used that a number of times. So that's why I'm on here today, because I looked at it and I look at all these YouTube videos. And what I discovered is that there's tons of money-making opportunities out there. But do they mean that they're for you? When you look at these opportunities, is there a fire burning inside of you? Is there a healthy obsession that you want to achieve what it is they're talking about on YouTube more than you want to live itself? And the answer is usually probably not. And since it's not, there's a good chance you're going to go after it maybe for a day, a week, maybe a month. But you end up giving up. And the reason you end up giving up is because you come to realize that it wasn't meant for you. And the other part is 9 out of 10 people who are on YouTube telling you what to do or suggesting something, they're suggesting in theory. You can do the same thing. So if you went and researched something and said, this is a way to make money, you can make a YouTube video too and say, hey, this is how you can make money. You've never done it, but in theory, it probably could work. That's what I'm never going to do on here, is tell you, you can do this to make money, save money, whatever, and I haven't done it. Because furthermore, let's look at it this way. If somebody get on there and said, let me show you how to make $200,000 off of a basic t-shirt design. Let's use a little bit of common sense. If you're going to show me how to make $200,000 off a basic t-shirt design, wouldn't it make sense for you to pour all of your energy into making $400,000, $1 million in t-shirt design? Why are you willing to share that great information with me instead of pouring your energy into 2xing, 5xing, 10xing that opportunity that you discovered? Because the real opportunity is for you to like, subscribe, and view my video. Because I make my money from YouTube. That's what the real business is. And I'm sure you've heard this from other people as well. And that's why I rarely, you'll notice on my videos, I never say, like the video, subscribe to the video, share the video. Because I'm talking to you. And if this works for you, great. And whatever you choose to do beyond that, that's on you. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, subscribe. I'm doing this because this is what I do. I want to be able to provide information to individuals to help you live your best life. But remember this, in closing. If you really want to be successful at something, the first thing you have to do is say, do you have a healthy obsession? And when I talk about a healthy obsession, in other words, Think of your favorite food. You got to want to succeed more than eating your favorite food. Think about a relationship you may be in. You got to want to succeed more than that relationship. Because if something is more important than your healthy obsession about being successful, then why don't you just keep doing what you're doing? Because the truth matter is, it's no magic pill. There's no silver bullet. That which you obsess about, you ultimately will bring forth in your life. So therefore, pick something that you can't sleep at night about. Pick something that when you wake up in the morning, you want to do it. Pick something when you show up to your 9 to 5, you can't wait to get off of work to get going with it. That's a healthy obsession. When there's a new movie out, you would rather work on what your business is or your idea is than going to the new movie. When they want to go out to the club, they want to go to a bar, you would rather work on that more than you rather go and enjoy that. When somebody say, hey, let's take a road trip, you would rather work on your business or your idea than going on that road trip. And of course, you're going to get the common stuff from the common people. YOLO, man, YOLO, you only live once. And I remember I had an acquaintance, and I was always focusing on whatever it is I was doing. And I remember he told me one day, he said, see, you're not fun. You know, you just all you want to do is work on your stuff. And I go, but to me, that's fun. See, people will knock you off your square if you allow them. Don't allow them. So until next time, live your best life.